On cold and rainy winter days, piping hot suji ka halwa or semolina halwa is such a go-to comfort food. So today I'm going to teach you how to make suji ka halwa or semolina halwa, for which I have taken semolina here, which is the fine ground variety. But even if you have the coarse semolina, it'll do just as well. I'm going to take 2.5 tablespoons of this semolina into this medium-sized bowl. And to this, I'm going to add some desi ghee. You can make halwa with oil, but really, what is halwa without desi ghee? The real taste of halwa only comes through with desi ghee. So you can get this easily in supermarkets overseas, all over the world. But I prefer to use these little sachets. These, unfortunately, are not available overseas, and you will have to carry them from India with you, which only have about 30 grams of ghee in them. And the advantage of doing this is that you can use these up in 1 or 2 times of cooking. That means that they will never go bad, unless, of course, you are a regular desi ghee eater and you cook everything in that and you want to use it every day on your chapatis or something. Then, by all means, buy the bigger packet. So here, as you can see, I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of desi ghee into my 2.5 tablespoons of semolina. And once I've added this in, I'm going to mix this up really, really thoroughly. The reason you need to mix this very well is that you want every particle of that semolina to roast evenly. And that is when you will have that lovely texture of halwa that you have of little tiny particles without it becoming gloopy and glue-like. So here, let's just coat every last particle of the semolina in the ghee. And then once that is done, let's just mix this a little bit more. Once this is done, I don't want to waste any. Let's get everything into the bowl. I'm going to put this into the microwave and roast this with this ghee for about 30 seconds. I'm using a 850 watts microwave oven over here, and all the timing is given on that basis. So this is the size wattage of oven that you will find in most of your halls of residences or in the flats that you go and stay in. But if you find that the microwave oven that you have over there is of a higher wattage or of a lower wattage, all you need to do is inversely reduce or increase the cooking time. If you find that too confusing, then just look it up on Google, and there are lots of free calculators which will help you calculate the cooking time for the microwave wattage that you are working with. I can already begin to smell nice roasting smells coming out of the microwave. So 30 seconds are going to be up shortly, and here goes the timer. Let me pull this out and show you. So it's become quite hot. When you're cooking something with ghee, it becomes quite hot, the utensil. So make sure that you don't burn your fingers, and you can see all that bubbling going on over there. So that means that our semolina or our suji is roasting away really nicely. In case of microwave cooking of suji or even on the stove top, it takes a long time for suji to take on any color. So don't expect this to turn golden. All your visual cues will come from how the particles look separate. So I'm going to put this right back in, and we're going to roast this a little further for another 30 seconds. And as I was saying, that it is very important that whenever you're making halwa or upma, anywhere where you're roasting flour or semolina, it is important that you let it roast completely. So another 15 seconds, and I'm taking this out just to give it a stir because I don't want any of that semolina getting burnt. You'll see a very small amount of color turning golden, a very pale golden. So you won't really be able to tell much of a difference. And it is very important to stir it every 15 seconds or so. So I'm going to put this in again for the rest of the 15 seconds. And like I was saying to you, unless those flours are roasted very well, the texture of your final dish will not be the way you want it to be. It is likely to become like a sticky, gluey mess. So spend this little time in roasting your flour properly. Okay, another 15 seconds nearly up. Right, here we go. Let's have a look. Right, it's still bubbling away. You see that? And let's give this another stir still. This is not completely ready yet. When it's ready, you will see a distinct difference in the texture. So right now you are beginning to see the particles separately, but they're not completely separate yet. So I'm going to put this right back in and roast it for another 15 seconds. Roasting the semolina properly ensures that when we add water to this mixture, each particle will swell separately rather than getting into a sort of a pasty situation. Also, the added advantage is that you're going to have a really nice nutty flavor to it. Of course, you're going to add dry fruit and raisins also to it, but semolina itself also has a really nice nutty flavor when it is roasted properly. So we're nearly at another 15 seconds end. Let's take this out and let me show you what it's looking like. So if you see this time round, this looks more liquid and you can see how quickly it is floating about. So the ghee in it is beginning to separate from the particles. So this means now we're very close to the semolina being totally cooked. When it's totally cooked, you will see the ghee clearly separate from the particles of semolina. So another 15 seconds in the microwave, and let's just be a little more patient. Really, apart from all this stirring every 15 seconds, which won't take more than a total of 2 minutes, we're not doing much over here. And to have a nice bowl of halwa, really, that's not too much to do, is it? Let me get our sugar out now. And our suji is once again ready to come out of the microwave. It's really hot. Let me just hold it carefully and pull it out. There we go. And this time round, you can see clearly on the sides. Do you see the ghee on the sides of the particles of semolina? You see that? So this is just perfect now. The semolina is totally roasted and cooked. Now we are going to add sugar to this. So to sweeten the halwa, I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of sugar into this. This is regular granular sugar. And if you like your halwa sweeter, by all means, add a little bit more sugar to it. And along with the sugar, I'm also going to, at this stage, add in about 6 tablespoons of water into this. So the thumb rule for semolina is that it usually needs about 3 times the amount of water to cook it completely. So I'm going to put 6 tablespoons here and I'm going to microwave this for a full 1 minute this time round because I want all of that water to get absorbed into the roasted particles of semolina. So since we're going to do absolutely nothing while this is cooking in the microwave, I'm going to speed up the video for your benefit so that we don't just stare at an empty counter. So with the magic of digital speeding, our 1 minute of cooking in the microwave is nearly done. So I'm going to now take out our halwa and have a look at how it's proceeding. It's looking good. I'm going to give it a stir because the stirring is very important. Like I said, it's beginning to thicken up, but I'm not going to pull it out. I'm just going to put it in for a little bit longer. And this time round, I'm going to cook it for a minute and a half straight. There is enough water in there at the minute for it not to burn. And while we're waiting for that speeded up minute and a half to elapse, I'm also going to chop up some almonds to put into my halwa. I'm putting in about 3 to 4 almonds over here. And here you would have seen that I was chopping these almonds with the blade part which was closest to the handle of the knife. Now that ensures that your almonds, when you're cutting them, don't fly all over your counter or all over your kitchen. A little chefy tip there for you. So with the digital speeding up, again, we have come to an end of a minute and a half of cooking. So I'm not going to pull this out as it has become really, really hot. All I need to do is give it a stir, which I can do right in there. And there is still enough moisture in the bowl for me to cook this a little bit longer. The moisture has not all been absorbed yet. So let's give this another minute and a half to cook in the microwave. And since we don't need to open the microwave before that minute and a half is over, I'm also going to speed up this 1 minute and a half of the video for your benefit. Once more, the timer is about to go off. So let's have a look at what our halwa is looking like now. I'm going to pull it out for you this time so that you can see exactly what to expect after 3 minutes of cooking it once you have added the water in. It's really, really hot and there's a lot of steam, so take it out very carefully. And as you can see, it's still quite liquid. Let me show you with a spoon. So it's not super dry, though all the water has been absorbed. Here, when I look at it, I can see little particles, little white particles of the semolina, which is an indication that it is not totally cooked through. So at this stage, I'm going to add some more water, but first I have put in some raisins, 5 to 6 raisins or more if you like raisins. I'm also adding in a little bit more flavor over here by adding 1/4 of a teaspoon of cardamom powder, green cardamom powder. I've also added in the almonds that I had chopped up because I want them to soften in my halwa a little bit. And to this now, I'm going to give this a really good so that everything absorbs that lovely flavor and also cooks uniformly. Now to this, I'm going to add a little bit more water and I have got another 3 tablespoons of water over here, of which I'm adding only about half because I want to watch this now as it cooks because I don't want to make a slurry of it. I want a nice halwa. So let's mix this in very, very nicely. And now I'm going to put this right back into the microwave for another 1 minute. And as before, I'm going to speed up the video so that we don't watch nothing happening on the countertop. Our fast forwarded 1 minute is going to be up shortly and we can now see what our halwa is going to be looking like. Let me give this a little stir up first because it's really hot and there is lots of steam coming out of that bowl. So here we go. Now I can pull this out. And here you'll be able to see that this is absolutely ready for us to eat. It has turned color slightly, but very slightly. Like I had said to you earlier, it's not going to turn golden, but you can tell that every particle of the semolina has swelled up and the texture is absolutely perfect. Here, let me give you a closer look at this. Yum.